It's interesting the different ways you see this manifested to this Bible as political textbook approach, because you have other people who, although they wouldn't argue for this Christian nationalism, if you can call it that, as such, they would still almost view the different grand narratives or ways of viewing the world, or um, you might call it kind of epistemological structures, um, perspectives of how we come to certain conclusions. They would take those things and then they would say, like, these are all getting to something in nature, but the Bible just does it all better. So I haven't read the book, but I've read about it, and I know people who've engaged with it a little on that recent work, Biblical Critical Theory, which is quite popular. And it's got quite an attractive thesis, which is that, well, there's this idea of critical theory, and it's used wrongly in the world, but we can really use the Bible to just critique everything in the world. And so we come with almost this biblical understanding of this thing, that thing, how they relate. And as much as I'm sure within that book there are some helpful things said, and there are some good things about the nature of government and such within, it's really a flawed project in that it is simply trying to do the world's thing but baptize it, instead of just saying, no, there is a clear distinction between special revelation and general revelation, and they have functions within spheres. So I wonder whether, just off that, is part of this discussion really one of the telos of different things. Would you say that special revelation has a different end to general revelation? And if they have almost different ends to an extent, where would they overlap? I don't know what you think about that, Tom.
Yeah, well, I mean, just in terms of theology, in the broad sense, we can talk politically too. So, um, but they both have the end of pointing us to the one true God.
Hmm.
But general revelation points us to God the true God, but without uh, the the necessary revelation for redemption. So the general revelation points us toward the one true God who is unlike any other. He is God, and yet special revelation alone gives us the knowledge of his triunity, the knowledge of Christ and his redemptive work. And so, in a way, you can see uh, the political and the church, so the church state distinction there as well, in that the one true God is the ideal, the true good of all. He is the true, the good, and the beautiful. And I think general revelation points us there, and even pagan religions know it, and they get it wrong, and they have polytheism and all those things. But even those gods have something good in them that are representative of the true God, although they also have corruptions in them. But with that comes the value of human life and not murdering and respecting your neighbor and so forth. All that can be derived from general revelation, which reveals the one true God. Special revelation, though, points us toward redemption and reveals the Trinity and reveals Jesus Christ and his cross, his resurrection for salvation and to dwell with God for all eternity. So, another way of putting this would be general revelation gives us the law. It does not give us the gospel. Special revelation gives us law and gospel, but what's unique to special revelation is the gospel. And so, yeah, one is the book. I mean, the church the church uses both books. We use the book of special revelation, and that's what we preach. But a wise pastor also studies the nature of the human soul in light of Scripture. He studies what human beings are like, and so he becomes one who knows the book of the human heart as well as the book of Scripture, and those are the two different books of Revelation. Uh, but his primary book that he's reading through the lens, everything through the lens of, is Scripture. But the civil magistrate, if we're thinking of that, I think he uses primarily natural or general revelation, natural law, but I think he is aided in understanding it, if he's wise, by the scriptures correctly handled. So that's my take on it.